Hi Fatma, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great to have you here.
Thank you. I'm really excited to be here.
So am I. I just read a little bit about you and your profile. Really excited to have you here. Um, let's start with Fatma. Where are you from? Uh, how were your early days, and how did you end up at RepStack?
Okay, so I did my OA levels from St. Mary's Academy, Rawalpindi, and then I did my bachelor's from NUST in BBA. And then after that, I worked at Serena as a management trainee for a year. And then I wanted a remote job because, like, I live in Beria and the commute to Islamabad is like 2+ hours. So, like, I didn't have any work life balance and, like, it was exhausting. So, I really wanted like a remote job. So I knew about RepStack because some of my batchmates and my seniors work here. And then I also like to stalk the company a little bit on social media just to like get an idea of their culture and how their work is like. And I actually really like loved reading the Associate of the Week post, and like who knew I would be writing one of my own someday. So yeah, so but like it was very fun to read because like everyone was working in such different industries. I feel like in Pakistan you only get to work in like those mainstream industries like tech or like marketing or like you don't get to explore a lot. But over here there were like a lot of different people working in a lot of different industries, and then people were working in different domains of marketing as well, like SEO, Facebook ads, social media management. So that was something that I really loved, like yeah, that'll have the opportunity to learn something new. So that was like perfect for me. And besides that, everyone's personality really shined through. Like I really love that as well. Like even with the podcast, everyone is from like different backgrounds and has different interests and everything. So like I really enjoyed that as well. And then also I really loved the initiatives that you've done for like women specifically, because this cause is like really really close to my heart, and like it's like very important for me that the company that I'm working at, it has like the same values and they think the same things are important. So like I love the super mom initiatives, and then like the food panda one, and then a huge percentage of the associates over here are like women, and they're also working in like top level positions. So that was like very inspiring for me.
You know that 70% people in RepStack are women. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. But yeah, I like your stalking thing, by the way. Stalking company. That's nice,
Yeah,
actually.
I do that a
Trying to
lot.
see you not bad until, unless you're stalking some boys.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah. So good, good. Yeah, but I've heard lately the commute to Beria has been, shortened by the road, the bottleneck that was there, and yeah,
Yeah,
good one.
definitely.
I was just told today actually that it's 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 almost finished now. So
Yeah.
anyway, but I think still commuting is maybe a pre-COVID thing now, I mean, because a lot of
Yeah.
companies have offered this working remotely. Um, I like your chair, by the way. It's a
Yeah.
gaming chair. It seems
It's a
like a
game.
gaming chair. Are you into games? Are you into games, Fatma?
Yeah, I do play games a lot.
Really? Which one?
That's
Which
why
one do you play?
I play The Witcher. I love that game. Right now I'm playing Assassin's Creed, so I love that as well. So these are like my two favorite games right now. Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. I'm actually I'm a very boring person. If I start playing one game, I would play it for years. So all my life, like literally, it usually used to be FIFA, but around when we got into um, our maybe the university days, we started playing Medal of Honor. And
Okay.
even my friends who come back from like somebody's living in Germany, Australia, when they come back here, we still find a way to play the same old game which was made in 1999. But yeah, so I'm really boring there, but I love games as well. It's
Yeah.
and actually I saw that a couple of days ago. My younger one, she's 2.5 years old, and so she was watching TV, and then I just came up with this idea that why not just put her on games instead of the TV, because Games are still
Exactly.
better, you at least using your brain and stuff. So
Exactly.
well, that day I just downloaded a lot of game content. So now she's playing a lot of games and she enjoys it more actually, which is
Yeah, people think gaming is not productive, but like I've learned how to like solve puzzles and like,
yeah,
make strategies and everything with gaming. And it's like, it's so good. It's so much better than just
yeah,
watching TV. It
yeah.
makes you use your
We
brain.
were in university and we used to have tournaments with different departments with Medal of Honor. And I remember we were drafting strategies before the games and stuff. Like, where are you going to go hide, and you're a team of five, and then just wait or go attack. So it's like a very very. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of brain involved in that.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's what I do at work. Like whenever there's a challenge or like I need to learn something, I just pretend I'm in a game and I have to figure out the puzzle. So it actually really helps with work as well. It's like it's a really good hobby to have.
Yeah. So how's your client? What do you do for him, and how does your day look like with him or her?
Okay, so my client owns a company called Trailhead 8, and Barira and Azam also work with me over there. They're also like associates from RepStack. And so basically, he targets credit agencies and like providing marketing software for them and marketing services for them, basically like providing like GHL functions for them and features for them. And the right now he's also targeting like business funding clients, like people who require business funding, like small businesses. And so we're like working on running Facebook ads for them as well right now. So I actually got the opportunity to like learn Facebook ads from Mashood, the marketing director. So that's like a really amazing opportunity for me as well, because he just offered to like help me out himself after we had our marketing consultation. So that was also something that was like very surprising for me, because like usually at companies there's like a lot of distance and like disconnect between like the upper level management and like us, the associates. But here it's like it's so easy to ask somebody for help, and you don't like feel awkward, or like you don't hesitate to ask somebody for help. And like that has been like an amazing opportunity to like be able to learn about Facebook ads from somebody who's like an expert and like who's so experienced in all of this. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not only it's also the other way around actually. We learn a lot from you guys as well. There's a lot of
Hmm.
things that we learn from. So it's a two-way thing.
Yeah.
Uh, in life, you just keep on learning, and that's how you grow. So, so uh, so, so do you do these tasks on your own? How do you tackle with something if you don't know something or you're not getting there? Do you work with the team, or you go to the internet for that, or how does that work?
Okay, so I love learning new things. So like I said, like I treat it like a puzzle, and like I've taught myself like 3 to 4 softwares like Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro. I've like taught myself everything. So it's like when you open it, it looks very intimidating, but then I take it like as a challenge or a puzzle. Like I have to figure this out, or like I can't give up. And then that feeling you get after, like even when you're gaming and you finally get through a mission, it's like the
Yeah,
same feeling.
yeah,
Because like when you figure it out, you're like you have that sense of accomplishment, like yes, I finally did it. So like that's my thought process usually. And then I've like learned that asking other people for help really is like a good thing to do, because you get new perspectives from people. Like even with my team, I like, even though both of them like are account managers, I feel like I get a lot of good feedback from them as well, like because even though they're not in the marketing field, they think from like a different perspective. So it's like something I maybe hadn't thought of before, or like something from an account manager perspective or a salesperson perspective. It's like a different fresh perspective that you have from somebody else. So I also like asking other people for help as well. So like these are the two main things that really help me.
yeah. I think there's nothing wrong with asking for help. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the best thing. And maybe if you spend like 2 hours on something, you might get an answer in 5 minutes if you ask somebody who's already there.
Exactly. Yeah, I had this habit. I didn't ask for help before, because, like, sometimes there is that culture in, like, your university or like workplaces where they're like, discourage it, like, don't ask for help, like, figure it out yourself. But then when I started asking for help, I was like, this is so much better, because you get to, like, solve the problem so much quicker, and from somebody who has like years of experience. So, like, they know exactly what to tell you to help you. And then, like, even with your team, like, the brainstorming you do with your team is so much better than what you do alone, because, like, there there's different people, they have like different ideas, and then when you brainstorm, you, like, come up with something really amazing together. So that's like, that's that helps so much.
And sometimes you're just missing a very, very, very small thing, and somebody else comes up with that. So you just, so maybe you'll not even go to that small level and think about it. So that
Exactly.
yeah, yeah, I totally agreed with you on that.
I was creating a landing page the other day, and like, I was showing it to my team, and then, like, Azam just gave me a suggestion, like, why don't you move that over there? And I was like, why didn't I think of that? It looks so much better that way. And then I, like, moved it, and I was like, this is like, your team unexpectedly gives you like a great idea, and you're like, why didn't I think of that before? And it looks so much better now. So yeah, that really helps.
So any big win that you want to share with everybody here?
I think my biggest quality is that, like, I love, a challenge. I love learning new things. So it's like, whenever my client asks me to do anything, even if I don't have any experience with it, even if I've never done it before, I, like, I will put my all into it. So, and I will, like, research about it, I will learn it somehow. So that's one of my wins. And the other one is that, I really like to explain my marketing plans in a way that, everyone understands, because, like, I read this somewhere like a really long time ago, and it really stuck with me, like, uh, that explaining something in a way that everyone understands without, like, using big words or like, big terminologies is like a skill of its own. So, like, and I really love it when people do that, like, even if they're like very experienced or very, very talented, they have a lot of knowledge, they will, like, talk to you, like, in a way that you understand. And I really admire that about people. So I'm just like trying to channel that quality, and like, talk to my team in a way that they would understand. Because with these fields, like, with marketing, there's a lot of jargon and a lot of terminologies that people don't, like, somebody might not understand that terminology. So, like, I try and, like, simplify everything down so everyone is on the same page, and then they can, like, give me feedback and constructive criticism according to that. So, and I'm always very open to that as well, because it, like, helps me improve a lot. Like, the same thing I was talking about, working in a team. So I think those are my two biggest wins right now.
Awesome, awesome. I mean, I'm so impressed by you, and a lot of credit goes to this U.S. market. If the kind of people you guys are working with, and the kind of market that you guys are working in, I'm sure when if you worked in any company in Pakistan, you will have a slight advantage over it. Definitely, because you're. Because that is a bigger market in the digital marketing field, and it's of course way ahead of where we are right now in Pakistan.
Yeah.
So glad to see people like you doing so well, mashallah. Any incident, any funny incident that has happened with you in the company or anything like that?
Yeah, okay. So I watched this YouTube channel. It's called Good Mythical Morning. So they are basically two best friends who, try weird, crazy experiments, like leaving something random in a can of Red Bull for a month, or like trying to eat cereal with Pepsi or Coke. And like, I was always like the annoying kid in science class who was asking questions. So, like, I've always been very curious since I was a kid. So, like, I love watching this sort of stuff, like, what's going to happen if, like, they leave something in a Red Bull you can for 3 months. So, like, I watch a lot of that stuff. And then, I never thought that I should, like, create a separate Chrome tab for work, and like keep my work and personal tabs separate. Because, I never worked remote, so I never had to like share my screen or anything. So, my client asked me to share my screen, and then he asked me to type in a web address, and all of those suggestions of funny videos started coming up. And then in the middle he forgot the web address, so the suggestions were there for like 10 to 15 seconds, and I was just praying he doesn't notice them. But he didn't say anything, so then I was like, okay, I think I'm safe. And then after the meeting ended, I was like, okay, I quickly need to go and like create a new separate Chrome tab, or my personal one is just going to expose me. So yeah.
But I'm sure you would have been glad to see those,
Yeah.
yeah, okay,
Yeah,
awesome.
US clients are very like open to this kind of stuff. Like
Right.
they find it very funny. Like even with my current client, he like talks to us about like personal hobbies, and like he shares a lot of funny stories of his own. So I feel like they see it like as a positive thing, and like a bonding moment. So I think they appreciate this sort of stuff.
Yeah, everyone's a human form. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
everyone's a human. So definitely there is the element of being a human in there. Um, we have limited time, Fatma. We've gone over that. Amazing talking to you. It was a pleasure, and love the vibes that you have, mashallah. Keep doing the great work, and best of luck for the future. And congratulations on being the V of the week.
Thank you so much. This was so much fun, and I'm so glad to be here. So excited to be a part of this.
Thank you so much. Have a good night. Take care.